Hello, everyone. I hope all of you is in the best shape of health. Welcome to our IntelliPreneur. This program aids to uplift the spirit of entrepreneurship. Today's topic is about digital transformation. Also, we are now live streaming on YouTube. So for those whom you know who are unable to join our Zoom session, they may jump into our YouTube channel, IntelliCare. Currently, we have 71 participants joining us through Zoom conference and a couple more joining us in our live streaming via IntelliCare YouTube channel. And I'm sure others will trickle in as we speak. To officially start today's webinar, we have a short video presentation from our sponsor, and close second, we shall devote a time for prayer.
The challenges of life demand that we measure up, and that's a fact IntelliCare understands and takes seriously. IntelliCare understands that the cycle of healthcare begins when you're healthy. Because we see the big picture and approach healthcare holistically, we make it possible for you to stay well, prevent illness, or catch it early on. It assures you that when you do need it, professional medical care and treatment will be available. So you can take comfort in the fact that we're managing the resources and cost of quality healthcare. Technology makes it possible for us to serve a wider base of customers online, day and night, so that we can focus on improving the numbers that really matter to us. The numbers that track your health, that drive down the cost of quality healthcare, that show you're in the best of health, so that you can strike a healthy balance in life. A balance that's critical and necessary for a life well lived, something we recognize and fully understand.
We are the leader in healthcare management because of a delicate balance we've achieved through the years. We're grounded on our core value of compassion, yet daring enough to make groundbreaking changes. We take pride in the tradition of excellence, yet always open to innovation. We're anchored in our commitment to the Filipino people, yet unfettered as we reach out to serve them better. And why do we do this? Because we believe that good, quality healthcare isn't something one simply aspires for. It is a constitutional right as inalienable as any other basic human right.
IntelliCare, your intelligent health choice.
Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. O Divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned. And it's in dying that we are born to eternal life. Amen.
Thank you, IntelliCare, for sponsoring this webinar. Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, or good evening for those watching with us via YouTube on a later viewing or different time zone. I am Clyde Moratas. I work with IntelliCare and I am your host and moderator for today's IntelliPreneur webinar series. Just don't mind the photo on your screen. You can check on my video monitor. I believe that's more up to date. Oh, I know you also have your before and after COVID photos. But anyway, I would like to take this opportunity to also thank our local partner chamber, Iloilo Chamber, Iloilo Business Club, Bacolod Chamber of Commerce, or Mock Chamber of Commerce. We also have Tacloban Chamber, Bohol Chamber of Commerce, and Negros Chamber in Dumaguete. Thank you so much for partnering us on today's webinar. At the moment, or ATM as we say nowadays, I wanted to thank our 83 participants for joining us through Zoom conference. Your valuable time and dedication here is truly appreciated. And for those who are joining us on YouTube, we are glad to know that you are joining us via live stream. We invite you though to comment the name of your organization which you represent, just so we know that you are with us in this webinar. Of course, I'd like to make a shout out to the organizing team, those who are in the back room and the ones forefront on today's session, most especially to our regional business development team from different IntelliCare regional sites from Tucalamba, Cebu, Bacolod, Iloilo, Tacloban, and Leyte, Cagayan de Oro, and Davao. Again, daghang salamat kaninyong tanan. To officially open this afternoon session, let's all welcome the Assistant Vice President in Marketing and Sales, one of my professional mentors and passionately driven leaders of IntelliCare. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Janet Natunton.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the organizers of this webinar, IntelliCare and its IntelliPreneur web series, or BOC, Tacloban, Bohol, Negros Dumaguete, Bacolod, and Iloilo Chamber of Commerce, I would like to welcome all the attendees of this afternoon's webinar entitled Digital Transformation, Essential Frameworks for Your Digital Foundation, Digital Marketing, and Digital Business Automation. All businesses, regardless of the size, are always challenged to innovate and develop new features that will create value for its customers. It is essential that businesses do not just evolve, but anticipate their customers' preferences and behavior, because those who failed will likely be left behind. From food deliveries, shopping for essentials, video and music streaming, hotel bookings, ride sharing, and now even healthcare, the digital world revolutionized how these goods and services are accessed by the consumers. And a company's brand and the integrity of its services are always factors to sustain a business, but it is the digitalization that will propel our businesses forward. Now we are faced with another challenge. We are in the midst of uncertain times where our health and well-being are threatened. The best solution, the experts say, is to seek shelter and minimize our exposure to the outside world. This pandemic forced the world into trying new ways of doing business. The then brick and mortar stores that we love visiting during our free time now becomes a digital space or marketplace. We are also forced to accelerate the change. The solutions that we are planning in several months or a year into the horizon has to be carried out in a matter of few months or even weeks. We know that Filipinos in general are very adaptable. We will never run out of means to make a living. As we call it, discarte and our resilience can tide us over in whatever crisis that will come our way. We hope that this webinar, we may impart new insights that could inspire us to shift from the traditional ecosystem to a more adaptable and more agile solution that is digitally enabled. We hope that we could take advantage of this tool as we create new sources of revenue during these challenging times. And if optimized, digitalization will create more opportunities to business owners as well as our fellow Filipinos. Thank you and have a pleasant day to all.
All right, thank you so much, Miss Jet, for an awe-inspiring opening message. Resilience is really key. Also, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Miss Jet for your endless and immeasurable support for the entire sales and marketing team. I believe that all of you have seen our loop videos on our social media accounts. If you have not liked, followed, and subscribed to any of our social media platforms, we encourage you to do so. In that way, you'll get the latest updates and happenings with IntelliCare. Just before we go into the content, I just wanted to share to you a few webinar logistics. In this way, we can have a smooth sailing session this afternoon. We have built-in Q&A portion at the end of the session. At the bottom of your screen, there is a chat bubble, and that's not where you type in your questions though. That's a room where you can greet other participants or message any of our panelists in this session. You can also let us know in that chat room where you are from or the organization you represent. The Q&A icon though is found at the bottom right corner of your screen. That's where you type in your questions and you can submit your questions throughout the duration of this webinar. Together with our web room managers, we place a collegial effort in that room. And so we're going to take these questions and direct them to our speaker after his talk. Oh, you can also ask your question live. Just click on the raise hand button. Our tech team will reach out to you just to see and confirm if it was not mistakenly ticked. All right. By the way, with a large number of people online, you might experience a slight lag on screen changing. Don't worry, it's not on your end. It will just take a few seconds and it will be up and about. Without further delay, I have the privilege to introduce to you our speaker this afternoon. Our speaker is the Chief Technology Officer for both Magnalox Digital Corporation and Backend Solution and Technologies Incorporated. He is also the Chief Software Architect of IP System Incorporated. He made notable projects. To name a few, he did warehousing system for Land Bank of the Philippines, created procurement and property system, HRIS, and payroll for Department of Trade and Industry, also developed ERP business solutions for Philippine 7 Corporation, or also known as 7-Eleven, built cash management solution for Philippine Bank of Communication, and designed e-wallet system for MegaPay PH. He will also be releasing an upcoming ebook called A Small Business Guide to Digital Transformation. So we are so lucky to catch a glimpse of that ebook through this webinar. Without further much ado, let's welcome our speaker, a small business digital transformation advisor and enterprise innovator who delivered over 300 plus projects locally and internationally. Our speaker, the founder and chief architect at Hillsoft Incorporated, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dennis M. Hilario.
Okay, so good afternoon. I'm so privileged to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me here with IntelliCare for making this happen. So the topic today is digital transformation. Okay, so I hope all of you guys are here, are safe despite our current situation now. And I'll try my best to make this very fruitful webinar. So I'll start off with, sorry. Okay, so I'll start off with a Tim Ferriss quote, the author of 4-Hour Work Week. He mentioned in his book that efficiency is doing things right, and effectiveness is doing the right things. No? The reason I share this one is because digital transformation is actually the right thing to do to make our business more efficient and more effective. Okay, so my mission for the rest of my life, even though this one entails a lot of hard work, is to unlock as many small businesses that I can to help business owners transform their business digitally to promote, as I mentioned, efficiency and business growth. No? especially at this time, at this pandemic, we would want to, no, no, it's time for us to be the leader of our certain market niche. No? Okay, so my promise to you in this with this webinar, sorry, uh, this webinar will show you the exact framework that I've used in the digital transformation of our clients, and show you my 4-stage framework towards digitalization and promote business growth. This same formula is I used with my own business and hundreds more of small businesses in the past 20 years. Okay, so this is for you if you are a small business, a solo entrepreneur, or a freelance, and you believe that digitalization is the right next step for you. Or if you want to start a small business and get immediate results by starting with digital marketing. So later on, we'll tackle topics about digital marketing. And if you are an already established organization or small business or small to medium size, you may want your existing organization uh, implement business process automation to make it more efficient, because like I said kanina, more efficient organization equates to more profits. No? Okay, so this is not for you if you are not willing to put the hard work. No? Kasi in any initiative or project, it is really required to put hard work to make it successful. No? So if we have zero motivation, if we already know about digitalization, and we have zero motivation to execute, then I think this webinar is not for you. So another thing is that if you already have an IT team who's doing it for you, then you might want to skip this one. You know? Okay, so what is digital transformation? According to Wikipedia, DT or DX in short, no, it is the use of new, fast, and frequently changing digital technology to solve problems. No? When you say problems, it applies both for individuals and for businesses. For individuals, all of us are using now smartphones, laptops, and the internet to make our lives easier. For businesses naman, mostly as the same technology, internet, and business process solutions to make our business grow and make it more efficient. So why should I learn this? Why should I learn digital transformation? Number one, to understand its framework on how to transform ourselves digitally. No? Another thing is that if you are a student or a young professional, we can leverage on this knowledge for future career path. And then third, um, for us not to be out of place. If people talk about technology buzzwords or brands such as Shopify, Trello, SEO, and many more, no, so we may want to be familiar with those terms so we can relate in conversations in the future. Okay, so how do I know this? How do Dennis Hilario know about digital transformation? As I do this, feel free to browse on my website dennisseminary.com. You can find several more resources related to this topic or related to digital transformation. Okay, so a quick introduction about my milestones or my business journey. Basically, we started 2001. I'm actually a developer myself, a software developer. I started the business with my brother. Initially, we developed an accounting software designed online for small businesses. No, so after 3 years, by 2004, we grew our team from 2 to about 8 employees, and then we acquired a few customers at that time. but because of inexperience and our product actually was too early at the time. So by 2007, we had to let go all of the employees, no, and from 25 to myself. Actually, my brother also left the company. So that's where I learned the pains and struggles of small businesses in terms of transforming their business online. So by 2012, so Hillsoft Inc. was born. And then from that moment on, year after year, our business grew 100% up to the present time, except, of course, the challenge right now with our pandemic. So Hillsoft basically provides consultancy, software applications, and we implement those software applications. So these are all Filipino-made technology solutions for SMEs or small to medium-sized businesses. These are so basically we are close to 2 decades now. We have products like ERP, POS, HR payroll, hotel management, CRM, property management, and so on. So these are the partial list of our clients. As mentioned by Clyde earlier, we have 7-Eleven who's using our inventory system for all their kitchens and commissary nationwide. Department of Trade and Industry, or DTI, is using our procurement, inventory system, HR payroll, for in all regions in the Philippines. Ginagamit yung aming system, no? So again, these are the partial list of our clientele. This is our young team, mostly mga young professionals, young developers, who's doing our product and improving them consistently. And then some pictures here, 2001 to 2005. These are the actual pictures from DTI implementation. So iba-ibang regions. So nalibot ko na from Region 1 to Region 16. This one, Billy Mondonedo owns a chain of coffee shops and restaurants. I did the digital transformation of his business to automate the centralization of his financials. So by 2017, we were recognized as 10 most promising ERP providers in the Philippines and in Asia Pacific. These are some publications, Entrepreneur Philippines, and CIO Outlook. Okay, so let's jump right to the main topic, no? The digital transformation framework for small business. No? As you can see here, there are several stages or maturity model towards the complete digital transformation of a particular organization or a business. No? So stage 1, 2, 3, and 4, I always say that or recommend that we don't jump right to stage 3 if we are not, if we have not established that stage 1 and stage 2. Most of the time, or many mistakes that business owners make is that they buy, for example, an accounting software or an inventory system without, by the time na we are ready to implement, we found out na they don't have laptops. Not all employees don't have workstations to use the accounting system. So something like that, sige, let's dive on each stages as we go along. So starting with the digital foundation, when you say digital transformation, we are talking about the on-premise infrastructure and the cloud infra. No? When you say on-premise, these are the technologies that we employ or we implement within our office. Or right now, uso na ang work from home, it's also applicable to on-premise setup, both in office and at home. Cloud naman, ito obviously is the internet infra that we own as a company. Okay, so again, as a foundation, we would want, if not all, most of our employees use desktops, laptops, smartphones in doing their work or job. On top of it, of course, normally when you buy this equipment, automatically it's bundled with Windows or Mac as your software licenses or operating system. No? On top of it, of course, you'll need the internet to access your data to access or browse information over the internet. And then many of us, when the lockdown happened, our employees don't have subsidized mobile internet data. No? So a lot of us were crippled during the lockdown. So you may want to consider also having that as your, I don't know, as your communication tool. Then last aspect here is of course, the network setup, the Wi-Fi routers. Probably some of you already have this in their offices, no? This foundation. But a lot of small businesses that I encounter, the reason why I highlighted the cybersecurity here and backup, kasi these are the things that most of small businesses take for granted, no? Cybersecurity, this is very important kasi we all know that the property or the digital properties that we have in these computers, in these servers, have value. No? So, and we all know that there are a lot of attacks, mga malwares, mga Bitcoin miners, nagkalat yan globally. No? And it's really important we have this antiviruses and firewalls. Ito medyo technical, but um, you may want to consult with the cybersecurity consultant for this. Then another thing, the backup. Normally, what we do is to have an external drive attached to our computers to back it up. But there's also, I don't know, a technology called network access storage, or what we call NAS, wherein, say for example, if you're the business owner, you can plug it in your home so that it can also serve as a backup, a remote backup on top of the backup that you have in the office. No? So yan yung you might want to consider for your on-premise infra. Next slide is the cloud infrastructure. Ito, I would say siguro mga a big percentage of small businesses don't have their own domain name. When you say domain name, ito yung www.mycompany.com. In our case, hillsoftinc.com, and so on and so forth. So some people, they say that I already have a Facebook page or an Instagram page. So why would I want to buy my own domain name and have my own website? Ano? So some people think like that. And my suggestion is that to have this, because this is the property or cloud property or intellectual property that you own. Kasi Facebook, Instagram, yes, it's free and you can utilize it. But the problem there is that we don't have control over those platforms, meaning they can always block you off and you can't do anything about it. No? Kasi when you buy, when you set up a website kasi, like I said, you have a full control over it. To what information would you want to put in there, or content that you would want to put in there. Okay, so some platforms that you can use in buying your own domain name is GoDaddy and Bluehost. It ranges from $5 to $10 per year. No? And then on top of it, after buying the domain name, a website now, may mga website builders like WordPress, Wix, or Squarespace. It will cost you around $5 to $10. Well, this one per month. No? So emphasize ko lang, yung domain name, normally it's per year. Website builders are per month. Also, I always encounter small businesses, they are using personal emails. Okay, for example, yung gmail.com or yahoo.com. So if you buy your own domain, you may also want to use a business email, for example, dennis@mycompany.com, so that it builds it builds more credibility and brand in your company, especially if you really want to adopt digital transformation. Okay, so after that, You can also utilize cloud drives, like in this case, Dropbox, Google Drive, OneDrive. No, it's not different with your external hard disk or external drive, but this time, this one, it's in the cloud or it's in the internet. Okay, so there are free versions of this, but limited lang to a certain number of gigabytes, and then you just subscribe to additional um, gigabytes or storage on top of the free version. Ano? Then third, sa baba, which is part also of our cloud infra, is the collaboration tools. No? So in this case, like Trello, MS Teams, Zoom, the one you're using now, is also part of collaboration tools. No? Lark, Slack, etc. So one feature of these collaboration tools kasi on top of calendar, on top of messaging, is that you can actually assign tasks to your team or to your employees. And then those tasks you can set what is the due date, what are the roadblocks, and you can actually discuss those within that collaboration tool. No? So, okay, just be creative. If you want to learn more about the topics or technology that I'm discussing here, sa YouTube and Google is your friend. You can always search about these technologies, and there are a lot of step-by-step instructions on how to use and implement this. Okay, so yun basically in stage one. So after you have defined your stage one digital transformation or foundation, the next step is the digital culture. No? So when we talk about digital culture, in any organization, there's always some culture, no? So it depends on the DNA of the company when it comes to implementing technology. For example, if you are a customer-centric company, then you may want to prioritize customer journey in your digital transformation. But if you are an employee-centric company or small business, then you may want to prioritize, you know, motivating your employees to use technology. You know? What I suggest is you organize some team buildings or internal workshop and have them or ask for their inputs on how to utilize technology so that they will be more motivated to use and cooperate in your digital transformation initiative. No? Yung second bullet point here, assign or hire people to manage technology. No? Kasi I understand not all of us or not all business owners are technology savvy. No? So yun yung if you're not tech savvy, then you would want to source an internal employee or external consultant to help you out in this endeavor. My power tip in terms of just one power tip in terms of sourcing for the right partner or right employee is that first they should have a knowledge of that stage two. The stage one that I mentioned. Yun yung pinakang core knowledge that they should have in order for them to help you out. And then of course, at least they have implemented one business process application or solution in their work experience. No. Third item here is that you may want to also define your digital policies because, syempre, not all members of your team can dapat access all information, especially the confidential information or your financials. No? So sa digital policies kasi, it is where you set policies in terms of the access rights of individual employees, what are their roles and responsibilities, and so on and so forth. And then last here, of course, every technology that we employ or introduce, it is important that we have a formal training of your employees. Otherwise, it will end up they will not use it. Okay, so again, stage two refers to digital culture, or sometimes I call it employee empowerment, para to make sure that the implementation of technology will be successful. Okay. So after this, stage 3, that's the time that we implement the business process automation. Business process automation refers to the streamlining of your process um, through the use of technology, such as ERP, accounting solutions. Later on, I'll discuss very briefly one by one. Um, and then the main objective of doing your process automation is, to drive more revenue, more profits, and efficiency for better. I don't know. Of course, when you say revenue and profits, what do you call this? Parang that is equivalent to your business growth. And then if you have those information kasi real time, like reports real time, you'll have better decision making for strategy. Okay, so next item here is that there are um, okay. So pag sinabi kasing business process automation, it is talking about all functions in the business, from marketing, from sales, to operations, to accounting, etc. I always recommend na you may not want to implement all at the same time. No? Um, what do you call this? You may want to do it gradually, per function, or step by step. Pero ito yung overall steps in implementing a business process automation. Number one, let's ideally there's a commitment of the business owner to implement this. If not, he or she should be the champion of the business process automation. Okay, so after the owner's commitment, step 2 is before implementing the software, you would want to concretize first your business process. Sometimes people, they think that buying a software solution will automatically solve their business process problem, but it's not. So before implementing a software, try to concretize first. I recommend to draw a flowchart. Ito yung mga step-by-step process from customer journey to capturing of sales, to billing and collection, etc., and so on and so forth. So step 3, after the business process flow, you may want to define the forms like sales invoices, purchase orders, inventory transfer slips. Those are important for accountability. And in the end, the reporting requirements. Ano ba yung gusto nating makita at the end of the day? Sa marketing, syempre, we'd want to see how many leads were generated for today, or for the week, or for the month, how many were converted into sales, and so on and so forth. So those things, up to financial statements or financial reports, yun yung we should define before even, what do you call this? We should define even before implementing the software. So step 4, ito na yung part wherein we choose the right team and right partner. When you say partner, the vendor who will help you in implementing this. If you are a new implementer of a business process automation, I always suggest to use an off-the-shelf muna, so that you to get your feet wet in implementing a software. Then after that, you may want to opt to a more customized solution afterwards. So after choosing a partner and a vendor, there's a process called user acceptance testing, or UAT. So the things that you have defined here, step 1, 2, and 3, you would want to test it first before training the end users. So there should be a core team who'll do the user acceptance test, and then after successfully implementing it or testing it, then that's the time you cascade it to your employees for training. Okay, so And then lastly, after the training, there's a step called pre-production. Ito yung we finalize everything and then we go live. So that's the time we go live. So important things here is that we concretize the business process first, define the requirement before even selecting the software that you want to implement and the right partner or team that you want to work with. Okay. So next, this slide lang is showing you the different functions, no, from marketing, sales, and human resource. Sa baba naman, nandito yung back office operations to executive dashboard. So what you are seeing here is the a bird's eye view or a high level view of the different technologies that you can use per department or per function. Like sa marketing, we have social media management, search engine optimization. Sa sales, we have CRM, e-commerce, and whatnot. A human resource, we have HRIS, timekeeping, and payroll. Back office is the accounting, procurement, inventory. So operations naman, distribution, job order management, and then lastly, the business intelligence management. So I'm sure some of you may have are overwhelmed already with the information. So I'll try to digest this the best that I can in this webinar, in this short webinar. Okay. So again, part of stage 3, no? Ito yung subtopic from digital business process automation. Let's go for the marketing. So the objective for transforming your marketing online or is to boost your brand and generate leads, no? So from lead generation, of course, the ultimate objective is to convert it into sale. Okay, there are a lot of platforms as you can see here. There's what you call content marketing platforms. Ito yung website, tinatawag na blogs, o kung nagbablog tayo, etc. Bakit natin gusto mag-content marketing? So we would want our customers or future customers kasi to provide value and show them that you are an expert of your niche, or your tawag dito, of your product or services that you offer. Okay, so I'm sure some of you are seeing these blogs and all that. So you may want to think about this, especially yung mga mga online sellers na gustong mag-start ng online business. In my experience, I've helped some food or catering companies, food tray companies, and mga nagbebenta ng mga house plants. So what they do is they provide information like how to take care of plants, how to maintain them para hindi sila mamatay and all that. So those things you can inject your content and value to your future customers so that they'll be engaged with your website and your so the ultimate objective there is to build an email list. Bakit natin kailangan mag-build ng email list? So these are the funnel kasi that you already own. So once you have your email list, then you can always broadcast information to them, give them sales offers, and then convert them into a customer or a repeat customer afterwards. Some platforms that you can use is MailChimp, Sendinblue. These are subscription-based platforms that you can use. May free version din sila. Ito mga platform na to is that meron silang automatic tools para makapag-build kayo ng email campaigns and advertisements and blast email to your individual build email list. So yun. So next, of course, we all know social media, Facebook, Instagram, etc. My power tip here is that you should be you should understand first what is the mission of each social media platform. Like for example, Facebook. Ang Facebook kasi ang gusto ni Facebook kasi is conversation. Kaya yung mga Facebook groups, ito yung mga nauusong ways to what do you call this? Nauusong ways to promote conversations. So what if I'm a business owner, or I'm selling online, what I'll do is to join these Facebook groups and try to engage with these people, and then later on provide them value first, and then later on they can be converted into sale, no. So Instagram naman, ito yung it's like your reality TV, no. So you post photos or even videos of parang behind the scenes of how you do your business and something like that. So these things, if you are very strategic, then you can utilize the social media platform better, no. So third, meron ditong term pay per click or PPC, no. So in other words, it's an online advertisement. You can use Google Ads, YouTube, and FB Ads. Actually, another power tip, no. This is the quickest way to get traction and leads, no. Kasi this is the funnel that you buy, no. Kasi mabilis siya because you kailangan mag-invest ng money for the advertisement para to get customers, no. So if you really want, if you're starting your business and you want immediate traction, I always suggest to utilize, actually Facebook ads is cheaper now compared to Google. So you may want to start with Facebook ads first. Again, madaming mga tutorials about this step by step, no, on how to strategically post Facebook advertisements, no. And then last item here is the influencer affiliate marketing. Ito yung we engage with influencers of your niche, no? And then offer them a brand deal that sometimes they offer like shout outs for a fee, or even actually promoting your product online. Ano? So yun, affiliate marketing naman, these are platforms that you can use. You just put your products there, and if people are interested to sell your product, then they can sell it for a commission. Ano? So there are platforms like Rakuten and all that to utilize this affiliate marketing platform. Okay, so basically stage 3, digital marketing transformation pa rin, or business process automation. The objective of marketing is to boost your brand, generate leads, and convert into sale. No? So after marketing, we have digital sales transformation. Ito naman yung part. Kanina kasi, you are attracting your customers to go to you, to your website, or generate these leads to convert them into sale. No? Ito namang digital sales transformation is the actual capturing of sales once your customers order online. Ano? So we have platforms for e-commerce. Sinabing e-commerce, it's ito yung online ordering platform, no? So if you're a retail company, you can utilize Shopify, Magento, WooCommerce platforms, or even Facebook and IG. They have features now to launch your own store within Facebook. So this one, e-commerce is you may want to launch your own later on. Yun namang mga business to business type of companies, may tinatawag na customer relationship management or CRM. Yung mga kilala dito yung Salesforce, Zoho, or Sugar CRM. No? So this one naman, ito yung a good way or a good tool or platform to manage your pipeline. So pag sinabing pipeline, ito yung mga, siyempre, it starts with the cold leads, and then you convert it into warm lead up to the hot leads, and so on and so forth. It's also a tool to manage your sales team. No? So each individual sales team or salesperson can have access to your CRM to manage their activities within your sales organization. POS naman, as we all know, ito yung mga tools that we use to encode sales print receipts for your retail and restaurant brick and mortar stores. No? Loyalty platforms, these are yung parang sa SM Advantage, wherein you can, ang main objective of loyalty platform is to repeat orders or repeat sales. No? So there are some loyalty platform providers like Zap or Share Treats in the Philippines that you can partner with this. No? So lastly, we have booking apps. No? Yung mga booking apps, these are for services like Grab, Food Panda, hotel management booking, and so on. So most of these booking apps kasi, these are proprietary apps, meaning you may want to commission a developer or a software programmer to do this app for you kasi medyo proprietary yung information. Though there are also off-the-shelf tools for booking, but to have it more branded, to make it more branded, then you may want to have a customized one. So again, this is for sales. And then of course your HR, you may want to also automate your HR process from timekeeping and payroll, recruitment and boarding. There are some tools like Lark and Notion wherein you can customize the process depending on your recruitment process and employee onboarding process. Even the training and performance management, you can actually use Lark, Notion, or even Freshdesk uh, to ano, to manage these HR functions. No, Hillsoft, for example, our company offers this one, HRIS timekeeping and payroll, to automate the time in time out up to the payroll computation of your company. No? Okay, so and then for operations naman, I'm sure some of you have heard the term ERP or Enterprise Resource Planning. The major players here as SAP and NetSuite, these are imported ones. But if you want to go local, Hillsoft, it's actually the bread and butter of our company, the ERP solution. Ito yung mga pang distribution companies, retail, actually even service, no, to capture sales orders, purchasing processes, inventory, project management, up to help desk and support. No, part of ERP also is the accounting process, like to manage your general ledger, budget, financial statement, up to BIR reports. No, so accounting, mga major players globally is QuickBooks and Zero Accounting, but Hillsoft also have its own version of that, a local version of that, and we are proud to say that we can support Philippine taxation or BIR reports covered in our solution. So ito naman yung main objective of transforming your accounting online is to control your cost and to make your cost more efficient kasi you can in real time see your financial reports. No? Okay, so after the business process automation kasi most of it is capturing the different activities within your organization. But again, at the end result nun should be the reports or the dashboard. It's actually the stage 4 or digital performance management is actually the grand prize of your digital transformation. So as a business owner, imagine if I wake up in the morning, what I'll do is just see these dashboards, no, and see what's happening with my sales, what's happening with my branch A or branch B. Is it still profiting or lugi na? Something like those. So there are tools again like what you call business intelligence or BI tools like Jasper Reports, Excel Reports, Tableau na you can use kasi if you are implementing different solutions for different departments, these tools or just like Jasper Reports and Tableau, they can actually consolidate all those information and render it as one dashboard report for you as a business owner or executive of the company. No. So ito ngayon yung to measure your performance and make adjustments accordingly. Yung AI naman or artificial intelligence, ito medyo advanced na to. But maganda if you want to be the leader of your market and get ahead of your competitors, you may want to also consider this, no, like voice commands. Image to text example is that if you can capture the receipts using your camera and then automatically it will be encoded to your system. Another example is voice command. For example, if you're driving, you just say na what is my sales today, then automatically the system will tell you what is your sales for this day. So again, medyo advanced na to. But again, it is still realistic to implement as long as you have started the stage 1, 2, and 3, and then this is the next level for you. Okay, so yun basically. So let me ask you a question. Would you want to put in the work for your small business and grow it online through proper digital transformation framework? Of course, we all want this, especially at this time na the new normal. All people are remote, working from home, etc. So these technologies are ito yung blessing sa atin, and with the right strategy, I'm sure this will work for us small businesses to promote efficiency and growth, no? Yun, so na-mention ni Clyde kanina, I'll just a quick glance, no? I have here, actually I chose this webinar to soft launch my ebook, no, called Small Business Guide to Digital Transformation. This is the book cover. So what you're gonna get here are more details of what we've discussed here. Kasi yung what we've discussed here, medyo high level pa rin yun, ano? There are some uh, tips there like business process templates in each department on how to implement CRM, how to implement accounting, etc., and so on and so forth. Ano? So I also have here a bonus chapter on how to launch your tech startup. No? If some of you are interested, or some of you have ideas, an app idea, then you may want to look at this chapter. No? So if I do this in a webinar, all of these things, probably about 2 days, the total value of this is about 20,000 pesos. No, so the things that I learned for the past 20 years, I think with this book, this will be a shortcut. Ano? So you don't have to make those mistakes. No? Because like ito kasi, if your organization and medyo chaos now, as you can see here on the left, on the left image, on the right image, this is where you want to be. And digital transformation, I think, I believe, is the best way to make it your organization more organized. Okay, so yun. So I think for all of you, um, I'm offering this at 50 pesos today. You just go to dennismhilario.com/dx ebook, and get your copy. Or you just go to dennismhilario.com and there's a link there for the ebook. No? Yon, so thank you so much. I'm sorry, maybe some of you medyo nabitin, pero we are pressed by time. I think the next step now is the Q&A portion. Again, thank you for the privilege, and so happy to have shared my knowledge to you guys.
All right. So thank you so much, Sir Dennis, for those informative pointers. I think my takeaway for that is not really to skip the process in digital transformation. Skipping it would really be a crucial in organization, just like how we succeed in business projects. First, we have to lay out the foundation, be sensitive in the culture, and also to concretize our digital solution, we need to start with the business process automation. And there we have the digital transformation come into picture as we generate leads and convert it into sale. Thank you so much for these pointers, and we shall now continue the discussion and digital transformation. I'm going to jump in now to our Q&A portion. By the way, we are still having the same number of participants. We are at 91, so we thank you so much. Just a few questions here. We have a question here though from Gia Bustos, and I wanted to kind of mix it with a question that is also sent via my message here. The question is about which has a better algorithm when it comes to digital marketing, and is it FB or Instagram? But I think what we also wanted to know is from different organizations, they're also servicing like different type of customers. It may be retail or corporate. I think the question is also about what really is a best influence platform, online platform for these organizations. Like for example, for retail, is it going to be FB or IG? For if you're servicing to corporate consumers, what is the best or online platform for you to get into your digital transformation?
Okay. Yeah, actually, that's a very good question. As I hear that, I'm remembering, I'm quoting somebody. His name is Gary Vaynerchuk. Try to look him up. He's a famous influencer in a business niche. No, he always say, kasi if we always try to be, I don't know, conscious about those algorithms and whatnot, that will be a problem. Kasi these platforms, they always change algorithms. We have no control over that. So my suggestion or my tip here is that I think you just have to be genuine and authentic on your content. Just post, just if you can do the hard work of posting to all of them about your content on a daily basis and all that, which is very valuable. And I think organically it will really grow. No, and I also, in my experience, I tried to do that. I started my organic way of posting content about 3 years ago or 2 years ago, I think. And matagal siya magbago ng traction, pero you just have to be consistent on doing it. And over time, your audience will grow, your brand will grow, and then hopefully, again, as I also see with some influencers, nag-ano na siya, parang flywheel. But once you build that momentum, just don't stop and it will continue to grow. But as I mentioned in earlier, try to check out the mission or purpose of each of this platform. Kasi there are some techniques that some suggested techniques on how to grow on each platform organically. So like I said, in Facebook, try to join Facebook groups or establish your own Facebook group talking about your product or your expertise. And then try to come up with an engaging content or questions in Facebook. In Instagram naman or IG, um, there are, kasi sa IG may mga meron din silang IGTV, may live feeds and all that. Again, yung sinasabi nila is that IG is or Instagram is like your behind the scenes or reality TV, so try to like for example, if you are selling food, then doon ka naman mag-post ng mga pictures of your food, how you do it, and videos on how to do it. So yun lang. So pero again, if you want the quickest way to grow your social media platforms, the very quick way talaga, if you have a budget, is to post advertisements. Again, uh, ideally a valuable advertisement, hindi siya hard sell na advertisement. So yun, I hope I answered the question.
All right, thank you so much, Sir Dennis. We'll extend probably 10 minutes more just to allocate the questions. This is one of interesting topic really for our viewers and our participants. I just want to
Sure.
raise the question from Art Abiera. I think he asked this question during the slide when you show the business process automation. He asked,
Sure.
how do you measure owner commitment and what is the cost of customer acquisition?
Okay, so how do you measure owner commitment? I think that's a challenging question, kasi it depends. If you are the owner, I don't know if you're asking as an owner or as one of the employees, no. But if you're one of the employees, I think it's very difficult to measure the owner commitment because they may tell you now that they're committed, but tomorrow they're not. That's practically speaking. Pero if you are an owner and you really want to grow your business, especially at this time, I think digital transformation is the way to go. Start with your customers. Like I said kanina, start with the website, post content or do content marketing, build your email list, and so on. So I think that's the first start of your digital online transformation. Yun naman customer acquisition, it depends on the platform, marketing platform that you intend to use, no? So yung sabi ko kanina, yung organic way, actually hindi masyado costly yun kasi Facebook and Instagram and these platforms are free naman. it's more of an effort. If you can hire a marketing team to do it for you, then probably mas costly yon. Pero if you want to be pragmatic and more strategic and medyo concerned ka sa budget, yun, talaga ang hindi siya cost is more of effort, time and effort to do it, post creative content and whatnot. Ano. Pero kung if you're talking about Facebook ads or Google ads, ang minimum yata ngayon ng Facebook advertisement is about 50 pesos per day. So it depends din sa objective. Ano. Um, Medyo broad yung topic kasi ng Facebook. Maybe some of you are trying also to do quick boosting of ads. I suggest not to do it. Try to learn first more strategic way para hindi sayang yung cost of customer acquisition.
Right. Thank you so much, Sir Dan. Um, we have few questions here. One question from January Samson. How long does it take for us if we fully implement this digital transformation? So I think she wanted to know about the time frame. Do you think that it is not yet too late for us to enter the digital world with our business?
Okay. Sige, let me answer the first one. Ano, how long? Actually, it depends kasi on the size of your business. If you have a smaller size, obviously it will be quicker. No? Pero if you have a bigger size organization or more employees, it will be more. It will be longer kasi mas marami. No? Actually, I was talking to a group of companies yesterday. They have about 8 companies with so many branches, so many employees. I think we all agree that it will take years to implement a complete digital transformation. Ano? Pero if you are a small mom and pop or who's trying to go to the next level, then a practical timeline for this is about 1 to 2 years. And I suggest again, we don't want to do it simultaneously for all your functions. No? Try to start with your customer first, automate, making sure that transacting with them will be seamless, and then from there go to your delivery process, and then go to your accounting process, and so on. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. I think there are a lot of advantages that are being mentioned during digital transformation. There's one participant here who wanted to know about the drawbacks of digital transformation.
Okay. The drawback of digital transformation. Well, I think to answer the question, the only drawback that I see in the digital transformation is the cost of implementing it, ano, and the risk kasi of not being successful in your digital transformation, ano. Pero if we are assuming that your digital transformation effort will be successful, I don't think there will be a drawback. You'll get more advantages and benefits on implementing it than a drawback.
Right, right. I see that as well. Just maybe we can allocate one more question. I know that you're very much engaging, and I really appreciate it. Don't feel sad that we are not able to throw your question directly to our speaker. You can contact him and reach to him directly using his contact information, or you can reach to the person who invited you, and we can course the question to Sir Dennis. Just one question before we wrap things up. Uh, I think the problem with one of the things that we have to consider, be sensitive with digital transformation, is ensuring data privacy. Miss Arlene Mante wanted to know what are the different digital control measures would you recommend?
Okay. Um, Actually, as mentioned on the first stage, which is the cybersecurity, and also in the stage two, which is the digital IT policies. I think nag-overlap yung dalawa. For cybersecurity, there are actually medyo broad yan. The cybersecurity, may tinatawag na horizontal, may vertical, and all that. One of the companies that Clyde mentioned earlier, the Magnalax Digital Corporation. Actually, that's our expertise. Ano? Pero the basic way of managing your data privacy is through implementing the digital IT policies. No, yung IT policies kasi, these are one thing. The first step there is to define the controls and responsibilities of your organization. So for each role and responsibility, um, you set what are the privileges, what are the data that they can see, or that they can use in doing their jobs in your organization. Then after that, you can probably also implement a workflow system, an approval workflow system, so that each process in your organization may approval, before going to the next step or next process. No? So those two are the basic ways of implementing control and data policy. One thing kanina nabanggit ko rin kanina yung mga accountability forms. It's also important to have that. Most of us, ang practice natin is the hard copies, no? Pero by implementing kasi solutions or software, you'll have your digital copies na rin. Kasi ang important thing dun sa mga accountability forms there is that you know who created the transaction, and you know who's accountable of executing the transaction. Who created it, who prepared it, who approved, pati mga date and time stamps on what do you call this, on how the transaction happened. Ano? So those are the features that you can benefit from those solutions. Pero again, outside the technology, the first step is to really define your organizational structure and what are the different rights or access rights for each role or responsibility.
Right. Thanks for sharing those power tips for digital control measures, Sir Dan. Pwede hirit lang na may isang hirit, may isang humirit lang, sir.
Actually, I have the time. No worries. Yes.
Mr. Ronan Ferrer asked here, since most of digital platforms are extremely dynamic and always changing their algorithms, is there like a way to measure the success of every digital effort?
Okay. I think it all boils down to return on investment. One of the major benefit kasi of implementing technology or digital transformation is nabanggit ko at the first slide, increase in efficiency. And like I said, increase in efficiency promotes more profit. Kasi one example is that if hindi kasi real time yung information that we see in our business, for example, your salary expenses, your rental expenses, your transportation expenses. Ito yung specific example lang, if your reports are delayed kasi hindi ka automated, hindi mo malaman kasi some businesses, they get these financial reports 3 months after the fact na, di ba? Imagine that meron kang profit leaks in the past 3 months, no? Ang taas pala ng transportation mo and you don't know about it, di ba? So doon pa lang makikita mo na you should have saved a certain number of pesos in yung past 3 months kung alam mo on the first month na ang taas pala ng transportation mo. So that's a practical example of return on investment. Kasi if you see those things real time, then you can right away decide what to do on those profit leaks or what information or financial information that you see in your organization. Actually, madami pang ways to measure your performance. And the good thing about these technologies, for example, yung mga Google Ads, we talk about the marketing. All of these marketing tools like Facebook Ads, Google Ads, meron silang embedded na analytics. Ilan ba yung visitor mo? Ilan ba yung nag-click sa page na to? And all those. So those things are the tools that you can use to measure your marketing performance. Pagdating naman sa sales performance, for example, performance of your team. These CRM tools, makita mo exactly who are the performing salespeople and who are the mediocre salesperson and who are the non-performing salesperson. So dun pa lang, real time again, makikita mo na yung benefit of having these technologies. No?
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Dennis, for a healthy discussion with you with the topic digital transformation. For the rest of the participants, we'll be sending you an email, a thank you email. You can reply to us if you have further question after this session. Anything that would pop in your mind, just let us know, and we'll have that. We'll try our very best to direct that to Sir Dennis. By the way, most of we have a lot of engaged people. I would like just to make a shout out to Team Up Cebu Avengers team, who have always been in support with us in every webinar. All right, so we're so much honored to take pointers from an experienced consultant. Thank you so much for sharing us today, Mr. Dennis M. Hilario. And again, in behalf of IntelliCare family, we would like to express our sincerest gratitude to everyone in participating in this IntelliPreneur webinar. Stay safe, well, and healthy always. This has been Clyde Moratas. I'll see you again soon to any of our future webinars. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your week.
The challenges of life demand that we measure up, and that's a fact IntelliCare understands and takes seriously. IntelliCare understands that the cycle of healthcare begins when you're healthy. Because we see the big picture and approach healthcare holistically, we make it possible for you to stay well, prevent illness, or catch it early on. It assures you that when you do need it, professional medical care and treatment will be available. So you can take comfort in the fact that we're managing the resources and cost of quality healthcare. Technology makes it possible for us to serve a wider base of customers online, day and night, so that we can focus on improving the numbers that really matter to us. The numbers that track your health, that drive down the cost of quality healthcare, that show you're in the best of health, so that you can strike a healthy balance in life. A balance that's critical and necessary for a life well lived, something we recognize and fully understand.
We are the leader in healthcare management because of a delicate balance we've achieved through the years. We're grounded on our core value of compassion, yet daring enough to make groundbreaking changes. We take pride in the tradition of excellence, yet always open to innovation. We're anchored in our commitment to the Filipino people, yet unfettered as we reach out to serve them better. And why do we do this? Because we believe that good, quality healthcare isn't something one simply aspires for. It is a constitutional right as inalienable as any other basic human right.
IntelliCare, your intelligent health choice. The challenges of life demand that we measure up, and that's a fact IntelliCare understands and takes seriously. IntelliCare understands that the cycle of healthcare begins when you're healthy. Because we see the big picture and approach healthcare holistically, we make it possible for you to stay well, prevent illness, or catch it early on. It assures you that when you do need it, professional medical care and treatment will be available. So you can take comfort in the fact that we're managing the resources and cost of quality healthcare. Technology makes it possible for us to serve a wider base of customers online, day and night, so that we can focus on improving the numbers that really matter to us. The numbers that track your health, that drive down the cost of quality healthcare, that show you're in the best of health so that you can strike a healthy balance in life. A balance that's critical and necessary for a life well lived, something we recognize and fully understand.
We are the leader in healthcare management because of a delicate balance we've achieved through the years. We're grounded on our core value of compassion, yet daring enough to make groundbreaking changes. We take pride in the tradition of excellence, yet always open to innovation. We're anchored in our commitment to the Filipino people, yet unfettered as we reach out to serve them better. And why do we do this? Because we believe that good, quality healthcare isn't something one simply aspires for. It is a constitutional right as inalienable as any other basic human right.
IntelliCare, your intelligent health choice.